Hey guys, this is Jethlin 2020. I'm going to be bringing you guys a video today on a mod for your Phantom, DJI Phantom 3 Standard. This is the standard remote, and now what I'm looking to do is basically be able to mount a tablet instead of the kind of cheap and flimsy smartphone holder. I've seen online adapters that you can use for this. The mouth on this just doesn't open wide enough to get a tablet in there. And I have a 5-inch Samsung tablet that I'd like to use. So you really can't fit that on there. Now I've seen the Inspire 1 mounts that do attach to this point here. You have to drill a hole here. But I tried out a buddy of mine today. I mean, they're decent. They work, but you still have some wobble. And it was a little pricey. So I came up with another solution that you can see here. And that is to just drill a hole. This is a 1/4 inch 20 pitch threaded bolt that is 3/4 of an inch long. It came in this kit here, Harbor Freight. This whole kit was like $4. You can just go buy a single one of these in your local hardware store, probably for 10 cents, 20 cents tops. And you'll also need something similar to this. Now this is made by Joby, J-O-B-Y. This holds about you can see there, J-O-B-Y, holds about the 5 inches. This is what I need, a 5-inch tablet. So it opens up 5.5 inches. They do sell these in different widths for different type devices, for smartphones and larger tablets if you have a 10-inch or an 8-inch or something like that, 9-inch. So you pick the one that you need. This runs, I think I paid $15 for this, $15.99. I've seen them for more, I've seen them for less, so look around. I'll leave a link down below for that. So, I mean, the first step for here, you can see I already finished this, but I'm going to go backwards and kind of reverse this process that I did to show you exactly how this was done. So the first thing you got to do really is remove the 4 screws from the back of your remote. And this is, again, for the standard remote, Phantom Standard. This works out pretty well. So you got to remove these screws first. Now I usually work with a little metal magnetized cup, but I left that outside, so it's good to magnetize your screwdrivers as well with a magnet. That way you can just kind of pull them out like that. Now when you get this open, it is a little bit tricky to get it apart. It kind of comes apart at the bottom and the sides, but at the top you just kind of have to slide this antenna piece out. Don't just pry it back too hard, because it will you'll end up breaking that. And be careful, because there are some wires in here that are a little tight. You have your battery wire and I believe 2 other wires that are connected to the board. So don't just go yanking this thing open, or you'll be in for a new remote pretty quickly there. Okay. So 4 screws are out. That's really all that holds that. Standard Phillips head screws. So now you kind of just pry it here. I mean, I think last time I used a little flathead. So you pry it apart. Now if you look in there, you can see there are wires there. So be very careful, don't pull too hard. So once you get it open, you lift, and now you kind of pull up and back, down like this. Shimmy it, because this point right here is locked in underneath that antenna. Be careful not to, like I said, not to pull too hard, because you will end up breaking those wires. Alright, so there you go. You can see it separating there. Once you see that separation, go nice and easy. There you go. Now, you can kind of flip this over and it will make it like that. Now you got wire here for the up and down movement of the camera. You got your battery wire here, and you got the charging wire here for the USB. Now, I usually take a photo, so I'll leave this open like this. You can pause the video if you need to see where these wires go. And then you're just going to disconnect. Now be careful, because if you rip these off the board, that's the end of that. Game over. So nice and gentle, kind of come straight up. and pull them off. 2 and 3. So now you're separated there, okay? Take your bottom half of the battery, move it to the side. Now you can see, and also be careful here because you don't have much slack with this antenna wire either. You can see here what I did. We got the bolt right in there. Now I'm probably going to end up adding a washer underneath because you want to be able to have this pretty tight here. Okay, so adjustable wrench or a 1/4 inch open end wrench. See, I'm doing this in reverse just to show you guys what I did. So again, 1/4 inch nut, 1/4 inch bolt, 20 pitch, that's important, 20 pitch thread count. Make sure you see that. It has to be 20 pitch because that's what works with most standard tripod mounts like this here. That hole there is 1/4 inch, 20 pitch thread. If you try putting something else on there, you'll end up stripping it out. Okay, let's back this out of here. Okay. Alright, so what I did originally, I started with a smaller 3/16 bit, and I worked my way up to the 1/4 inch, okay? Now just be careful, you don't want to go through these wires here when you're drilling through. I did it from the top side like this. If you look here, you'll have a little bit of an angle here where it's flattened out and it's angled there. I put it right in the center of that, just over the DJI symbol on the white part right there. Started with a small drill bit, went right through. Then take your 1/4 inch, and obviously I used a screw gun for this, a drill, a wireless. And then I used a 1/4 inch and went right down. Now this is a very tight fit. You see that? You want that nice and tight. Don't ream it out too much. Nice tight fit with your 1/4 inch. Then take your 1/4 inch 20 pitch bolt. Go in from the bottom. I also use the locking washers, so they kind of look like that there. They're split, so they lock down. I believe I'm going to put one from. Now that I took this apart, this is actually why I did this. I wanted to put a washer on the inside as well as the outside. So you're going to put the washer on, the locking washer, then come in from the inside. Put that through like so. You're going to need a second washer, locking washer. You're going to put that on from the outside first like so. Then take your nut, screw that on there like so. Tighten it down just a little bit. Don't over tighten it. This is only plastic, so you do not want to crack through this, but give it a little nice and snug like so. And now you have a spot to mount your Joby tablet holder. So that just basically screws on. You see the hole there? Line it up. You screw it on like so. Okay. Bring it around to the front. Pop that open. So now you have your mount just like that. Now this thing is rock solid. So you see here, I take my tablet, slide it in, and it locks in nice. Now you're kind of, and it does leave you room for your buttons here. You still can move your toggles. Those move nice. You have a little bit of room under there. You could still move your antenna without interfering. Now you can't really adjust this too much. You can move it forward a little bit, but you can't bring it back. But I find this angle works well for me when I'm flying. Some people may want it tilted back a little further, but I kind of like it just like this. You could even get a little hood. I would put a hood over the top for the sun. It works out perfectly. Then you have a nice big screen here to fly with. Okay, so that's what you got there. Looks just like that. Now we're just going to slap this back together. Again, be careful when you put it back together. See, this is pretty. This is very sturdy. There's no wobble in this whatsoever. And it's nice and tight. Holds the tablet in there nice and tight. Now you can fold this down like so. and it'll probably fit in your case that you have. Otherwise, I'm going to try and come up with a quick release, a quick disconnect that I can mount on top of that bolt so this just pops on and off. Otherwise, really, it's not much of a big deal. If you cut out the foam, like I use a backpack, I'm just going to cut out the foam so it fits in there nicely. Or you could just unscrew it each time. It's really not that hard to do. A couple of turns and really it's off. That's about it. And you can even keep the old one on if you choose, in case you want to use your phone. But your phone, well, it doesn't really fit in the tablet mount. So you can keep this on if you do want to use your phone. I mean, there's not much weight to it at all. When you put it back together, you're just going to do this in the exact opposite order. I'll go through the steps here just so you guys can see. Now, there's really only one way these can go back, because if you look, one of these pins, wires has 2 pins, one has 3 pins, and the last has 4 pins. And if you look at your controller here, you got 2 pins, 3 pins, 4 pins. So pretty easy. Again, be careful putting it back on. You don't want to pull this off the board. You'll be buying a new remote, and these things are not that cheap. But I hope you guys like this mod. Hope it comes in handy for some of you guys out there. I find it a little bit cheaper alternative than the Inspire mount. Although I believe the Inspire mount is probably great. It'll probably work great for most people. But I just happen to have this tablet mount laying around already, so I figured give this a shot. Once those wires are on, just be careful. You're gonna have to snap in the top. Again, do this in reverse. Snap in that, slide that little lip right under the antenna like that. Once that's under, give it a little jiggle, and you can kind of snap it in like that. Then you're gonna put your 4 screws back in, and you're set. Now you just have this little 1/4 inch bolt sticking out like that. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this mod video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I'm going to leave a link for everything that you need. The Joby mount, local hardware store for the nuts and bolts, 3/8 or 3/16 drill bit and a 1/4 inch drill bit, and a standard Phillips head screwdriver, and open end wrench or adjustable wrench. Alright guys, Jethlin 2020, thanks for watching. Take care.